going on YouTube? My name is Kyle Poole and I am a photographer and video creator. Today we're going to be talking about product photography and more specifically kind of the props, things like that, and how I go about doing my product photography. If you dig what I'm doing and you like my photography and my style of shooting, feel free to watch along. Again, I'm not saying that the way I do things is correct or the only way or the right way or whatever. There's a million different ways you could do photography. In fact, if you put 100 photographers in the same room and gave them all the exact same camera with the same prop, same set, same everything, you'd probably get 100 different photos. So I am a self-taught photographer. I have never gone to school, taken a class, done anything. I learned photography on YouTube, watching tutorials, things like that. So I'm not saying that, you know, I'm the most educated guy in this. I just wanted to share my knowledge and some tips with some like-minded people.
You think there's a rudders in Hamilton?
I fucking hope so.
There fucking better be.
Since 2024. Look how mangled these are.
Ooh.
There's one that has a blood stain on it.
There's a story there. There's a, oh my god. The two of hearts, of course.
I'm feeling great about these actually. They are turning out so well. The lighting is just, materials are awesome. An antique store in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Oh, really?
That's where I got the keys, the books, this tin, the ammo box, just some random stuff. But it had like all this like old like war stuff, like guns and cool stuff like that. So it turned out
You didn't
sick.
buy a gun?
I didn't buy a gun this time.
Next time.
Next time. They had like old medieval swords and stuff too. They were sick. They were super expensive, but they were sick.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Money.
Wow.
It's the best shot I've taken all day.
Wow.
What's your formal score?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Like an 11.
Damn.
It's a perfect amount of like crispy. I'm breaking apart, but also like chewy and soft. Now I do have to just say a PSA that I had to put a blanket. So right behind this camera there is a door, and right behind this door there is my cat. plural. For whatever reason, the cats just don't like when doors are closed. So I had to put a blanket actually underneath the door because he was just putting his paw up underneath the door and trying to pull open the door. So if you hear any scratching or clawing, it's definitely from that. Over the past month or so, I've been getting really into product photography. Something that I've always really liked. It's something that I've always seen on Instagram and seen on photography pages and been very curious about. I just don't know why I didn't start doing it earlier, because I have found that I absolutely love doing it. And I think one of the major reasons I found that I really like doing it is because I've been working with a brand called Steeltown Garage out of Hamilton. I've always really liked black and white photography. I've always really liked desaturated photography. And I've really liked the biker community, that kind of aesthetic, tattoos, all that kind of stuff. Ever since I was a child, I've always liked that. That's something I've always really aligned with. That really brings in my first point on this video is work with brands that you actually align with. It makes it way easier to work with. You'll get way more creative working with those brands because it's something that you're actually passionate about. It's actually something you really want to do. That's the approach that I've taken. I really work with brands that, one, I am passionate about, two, that actually align with my brand. And my brand is dark, moody vibes, desaturated tones, black and white, things like that. So brands that like align with me and align with my color scheme and like the way I edit and shoot photos is very crucial to my brand. So that's something I think that a lot of photographers, you know, they shoot whatever they can, and I'm guilty of that. I shot everything that I possibly could for the first like 2.5 years that I was a photographer, and I wasn't even like a professional photographer. It wasn't my full-time gig, so it was just money on the side, and it helped me pay for gear, get experience, learn, etc, etc. Also, I am a huge craft beer fan, and I actually just did a brand shoot for Lake of Bays. Now, this specific beer has a cabin on the front of it. I'm not a huge fan that it's a purple can, to be honest, but the cabin on the front and like their branding was all about outdoors. That part of the brand actually aligned with me. My family and I, we have a property that has a off-grid cabin on it. This beer is called Off the Grid, so I thought that that was a perfect kind of thing for me to shoot. So I did some shots actually in this office with this brick wall as part of the background, and then I also did some shots at the cabin. Everything just aligned really well. Now here's some of the shots that we did for Lake of Bays and that specific brand shoot. So thank you, Lake of Bays. To a local thrift store, antique store, whatever you want to call it. I guess they're different. And I picked up a bunch of things, not just for this specific shoot, but for future shoots, and I actually used them for both Lake of Bays and Steeltown. Some of the things I ended up picking up were like cool vases like this. I thought they had some great textures. I actually haven't shot these ones yet. We just got them yesterday, but we got some old books from like the 1800s. You don't have to get specifically ones from the 1800s, but we got old books that have like the yellowing pages, really warm textured covers. We also picked up this whiskey bottle, or like rum bottle, or whatever this is. The label's all messed up and I can't read what it says. These playing cards are super cool. Oh, it's like a $50 bill in here. So these playing cards are super cool. These were actually my grandfather's playing cards that he got in Vegas at the Luxor. These have come with me. They're always in my bag. They've been in my bag when I've traveled. They've been everywhere with me. I've walked through a lake with these in my pocket. They come everywhere. I'm not actually like a card person, but like they also smell really good. They smell old and like worn. But having that texture in the front of a photo, I think is really cool, especially when they're like beat up cards like this and like they're all messed up. The last thing I think that is very important is having a good base layer or a good base texture. Having a base layer such as this piece of wood, I thought this piece of wood has a ton of texture. Really good for top-down views. I'd rather just spill a beer on this piece of shit wood that I bought at an antique store. Yeah, so I would love to keep creating more videos and keep putting this stuff out because I think it's super interesting and it's fun to do when I have a little bit of downtime. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Consider subscribing, hit the like button, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.